Okay, I've just done this video without recording it, so I'm pretty annoyed. So anyway, I'm triggered by this tweet because this annoys me, and I want to debunk this once and for all. Of course, these right-wing brain rot troglodytes are going to carry on doing this until the end of time, and they're taking up space and they're destroying the men's rights movement. Right-wingers are passive, reactive, and useless, and paranoid. Right? They don't understand basic cause and effect. They're low IQ and they scapegoat, so they don't understand what's going on. Right? So they're useless. They've got no understanding of reality, basically. So Dad Matters, he tweeted, feminism is often described as Marxist because it propagates an oppressed struggle patriarchal tyranny narrative. So do you know that Hitler was a vegetarian, right? So therefore all vegetarians are just like Hitler. Yeah? It's like saying that. So every single civil rights movement and lots of other political movements, right, have an oppressed and oppressor narrative. Okay? Including anti-communists. Anti-communists will claim the communists are oppressing people and are authoritarian and a dictatorship. So using your logic, anti-communists are Marxist, right? Just like the communists. So therefore, doesn't that make you a communist or a Marxist because you're complaining about feminism, right? Aren't feminists oppressing us? So anti-feminists propagate a Marxist narrative, right? You're right. Okay. So I'm explaining the difference between feminism and Marxism because you're low IQ, and I'm being condescending, and I'm not sorry about it because you 100% deserve it because you're trashing men's rights with your brain rot. Right? This is my liberty and this is my freedom at stake. I'm being oppressed by feminists because idiots like you exist and take up space. You're the low IQ, brainless male that is the reason why women rule over us. It's your fault. Yeah? Okay? Right? If you're a general of an army and you're leading an army of wimps and the other side an army full of jacked giga chads, the general leading an army of wimps has got every right to be upset at the wimps. Right, to use that analogy. Right, we're fighting a fight against feminism and you're just derailing with your crap. Yeah? So I'm explaining the difference between Marxism and feminism before I end this video. Marxists point out how capitalism works, and it point out that the bourgeoisie exploit the working class, right? And extract their surplus labour. Okay? And they use the state to oppress them. And the working class have got a false consciousness. So that's actually truthful. So what we want about Marxism, it gets really wacky when it comes into stateless society and seizing the state apparatus, right, and being a dictatorship and having a strong state so you can create a stateless society. That's weird. That's ANCAP levels of wackiness, and that's one of the reasons why I consider Marxism to be invalid. And Marxism is actually anti-male and misandrist, right? Okay, but their analysis of capitalism is pretty accurate. So you're just downplaying the oppression of the working class, right? And you're comparing it to false feminist oppression, right? Feminists claim they're oppressed, they're lying. Marxists claim the working class are oppressed, they're not lying, they're telling the truth, right? You're probably right wing and you don't agree with that, okay? But again, you're a Marxist, Dad Matters, because you're complaining about feminism, unless you don't think men are oppressed by women. Therefore, you've got no reason to complain about feminism, right? Okay. Fierce critic of toxic feminist ideology. Okay, so why are you complaining about it then? Either the feminists are oppressing us or they're not. Okay, and if they're oppressing us by their own, if you think they're oppressing you, right? You agree with me that they're oppressing us. Using your own logic, you're Marxist. You see? Do you see how stupid you are? You probably don't, do you? All right, whatever. Over and out.